Hello pips. Just a little video today. Something I saw on YouTube yesterday and I thought, well, I'll give it a go. If it works, it'll be quite handy. Well, not if it works, it will work, I just don't know how effective it will be. It basically involves one of them, a couple of them, one of them, one of them, and one of them. Right. Basically, as the video title says, it's to do with the amount of bloody slop in this. It don't fill a lot, but by the time you've got a wheel on and it's on the truck, it's surprising how much movement there is there. And I saw a video yesterday where he drilled an hole on that angle through there, then tapped it and then put a screw in. I'm going to put a grub screw in rather than a screw and see what difference it makes and if it throws it off anyhow. It shouldn't do, technically. And you'll probably hear me whinging a bit and moaning a bit, and because I've got a little bugbear going on at the moment. Me and Timothy, Mr. Thurston, was talking this morning, and it's surprising how many people do how-to videos. Oh, follow me and I will show you how to do it the correct way, because my way is the best way. If you don't do it my way, you're crap. I've got nothing wrong with people like that, and nothing wrong with their videos, as long as they are correct. And by correct I mean that you could sit there, anyone could sit there, follow it and not mess up. Because I've seen too many videos on YouTube and elsewhere, but mainly on YouTube, of certain people from both sides of the pond where they blatantly make a mistake. You can see the video and it's like, oh, you're watching it and everything, suddenly, the steering don't work quite well, and then you see the break in the video, because the next thing it's like that and it's, oh, it's working perfect, look, I don't know what the problem was. Or they don't even say nothing, it just, it's stuck, and then it jumps and then it's nothing said. No, if you're doing a tutorial video, you shouldn't have mistakes in it. If you cock up, delete it, start again, or whatever. Go back to where before you cocked up and start again. Because if someone is following your video, they're going to make the same mistake as you did. And to not say nothing is shite, let's put it that way. It is very much shite, because that's how we lose people from this hobby, or any hobby. Because of so-called experts who think they know everything and actually know nothing, and cause more damage than good. They piss people off, they cost them money and everything, and they end up with a truck that don't work or a car that don't work properly because they've followed this person's instructions. If you're going to do a tutorial video, do it properly. Do it from start to finish where it goes perfect. If you can't get it to go from start to finish and it's perfect, you shouldn't be trying to teach someone else to do it. I don't do tutorial videos. This is me farting around, trying things. If they work, they work. If they don't, they don't. But I don't cut or edit. if anyone watches my videos, I do cut and edit, but not halfway through something. If I mess up, I leave it in and say, oh look, don't do what I just did, because I'm an idiot and that don't work, but this is how I fixed it. Or, like I say, stop the video, take it back to before you cocked up, start the video and redo it properly. There's too many people out there who just, through pure laziness, make a mistake, leave it in, other people follow it, cock up, and then, I'm not being big-headed, but they contact someone like me and say, oh, this went wrong and I don't know what I've done and I don't like this hobby no more because I've spent £400 on a truck and £300 on the computers and lights and sounds and this and that and the other, and I've spent £1,000 and now it's sitting there, a piece of junk and don't work. And I can understand why they get pissed off, because I get pissed off, it ain't even my truck they've ruined. So, I think you know who you are who does it. Not that you'll be watching this, but maybe someone who watches yours can pass it on and say, this person thinks you're a dickhead. Because I really do think you're a dickhead, and you're a danger to any community, let alone this one. And you shouldn't be bloody doing it. You certainly shouldn't be doing tutorials on how to do something when you clearly haven't got a bloody clue yourself. Right, rant over. Where's my little vice gone? I had a little vice. Where is my little vice gone? Because I need to be able to hold this bloody thing while I drill it. Where are you going? Oh, didn't want to do that, did I? Good job you can't see it on camera. I just knocked a tub of screws flying. They can stay there till after. I'll pick them up later. I'll pick them up later. Oh. This ain't the little voice I was looking for, but it'll do. It'll do. It'll hold it. Not too tight. Right, I'm getting old. I need to change my glasses to ones I can actually see through. Weather's changed a bit today. Very cloudy, very windy, still bloody muggy. It's absolutely pissing down in some places apparently. Pissing down and thunder. Ooh. I don't know if you've seen the video I'm talking about. You might have. And then you'll know what I'm talking about. So I'm not for 1 minute pretending it's my idea, because it ain't. I saw it and I thought I'll give it a go. He's a bit, let's be polite and say a bit clueless on tools, as apparently you thread a hole with a die. No, young man. Well, I don't know if you're young or not, but that's called a tap. Not when you turn and water comes out, but that is a tap. The die is the round thing where you cut a thread on a bar. So in able to cut that thread on that bar, you need a die, or you might be Welsh and your name will be die. But that, young man, is a tap. I shall continue. You don't call me grumpy for nothing, you know. looks alright. That looks alright. Put it the right way, it might help. Yeah, plonker. It's funny how people criticise you and all because they have no idea who you are, what you do or anything else. I was reminded this morning that someone criticised me once, not very long ago. And then when I corrected him and put him right, he was, oh sorry, yeah, I thought you'd only ever built one truck. That's why my YouTube channel's full of loads of different ones, because I video other people's. Really, people really need to get their facts right before they start criticising other people or trying to teach other people things who I've probably forgotten more than he knows. And it makes me laugh with his YouTube channel, the name of his YouTube channel, because it really don't live up to what it says. Not when he comes out with stupid crap like that. Right, so we have movement. Actually, we don't have a lot of movement now, probably because I've drilled the hole and there's a bit of swarf, whatever it's called in there. But don't over tighten it because you'll strip the thread. It's only plastic, don't forget. Right, shut up. Let's come up here where you can actually see what I'm talking about. Can you? Does it focus? Will it focus? Come on, focus. Is it going to focus or not? Is it going to be a pain? Right, so you can see the movement in that. Like I said, it don't seem a lot, but anyone that's built these knows when you actually, time you get the wheel on, you get it on a truck, there's a fair amount. Now this side, the side I just drilled, where is it? It's in, where is it? It's a good question. Oh, it's in there. It's in there. I don't know if you can see it now, because the bloody thing won't focus. But it's in there, the grab screw. Got me out here now. Now there's no movement. You can see me trying to move it because this is moving. So it does look like it'll work. Well, I knew it would work because there's no reason why it wouldn't work. I'll have to try one on a truck and see, because the only thing that's going to bug me now is if it's thrown that out in any way. But that's easily solved because you could adjust it on this. I don't think it has. It looks like it's lining up with that line quite straight. But there's no movement in here. I guess you could, if you really wanted to, drill through and actually into this and put a screw through or a longer grub screw. But I don't know, well, if you're drilling through the plastic into the metal, it probably elongate the hole in the plastic, so you won't be able to cut the thread in it. Oh, and the other thing and all. It's a 3mm hole. It's a 2.5mm drill bit. Not 2.7 or 2.8, whatever he said on his video. It don't leave you a lot to cut a thread. So yeah, that kind of works. So I think what we will do, I'll leave that there. I'll put these ones back on my face a minute so I can see what I'm doing better. How about if we get a truck or a lorry, whatever you like to prefer to call it, you know. It's technically a lorry because we're not American, you know. It's a lorry, not a truck. We get a lorry. This lorry will do. Look. Just the up and down, forget about that because that's part of the steering as well, but look at the up and down movement on that. I think we can all agree that's cracked, and it's not like the nut's loose because the nut is as tight as I can get it without snapping it. That is loose. So let's try it on this, and then we'll get a gauge of how it does. Trusty bit of foam. Don't know if I've mentioned, but get a bit of foam. Get a nice bit of foam so you can do things like that. Now you can't see what I'm talking about, can you? Is that better? Is that better? Well, a bit better anyway. Yes, it's very overcast today, but it's bloody sweltering still. I'm still sweating like a good one. Right, on this one, when I built this, I actually put a nut and bolt through it. I didn't put the pin and the E-clip. Sorry, the plonker called it a circlip as well. It's not a circlip, it's an E-clip. Good idea and a thing, shame you don't know about the tools and the stuff you're using. It's a bloody E-clip. So, can I get a little Allen key on that and undo that bolt, undo that nut. We're talking about other people don't know what things are called. If I can undo that nut, then I haven't got to strip it all down, have I? Let's see if I can get, if I've got something that I can get on Allen key wise. I mean, I've got Allen keys, obviously. Obviously, I don't even know Allen, but I've got his keys. Father wood. Father bloody do nicely. Right, I'll fast forward this bit because you just see me drill a hole. You don't need to see me drill another hole, do you? Right, what I've done there when I drilled the hole, I think you need to go on more of an angle than what I've gone. It's a bit shallow, but anyway. I put the centre punch through, the automatic punch, whatever, a couple of times just to give it an indent so the grub screw had something to bite on better. Because it's only plastic, don't forget, and it's only thin plastic. So hopefully that will help it a bit. That won't. Get it the right way. Silly horse. And the way to go, boy, the way to go. Nut and bolt. No more than pins and E-clips. He says that and then he can't get it through the hole. Come on, what's the matter with you? I think that's me, not the hole. There we go. There we go. Definitely the way to go. As you can see, with maintenance, it's so much easier to do instead of stripping everything down. Plus, you can adjust the tension on this through the nut. So you can tighten it up a bit or loosen it up a bit, or the other way you have what they give you, don't they? Let's be honest. It's a bit tight actually. That'll do, that'll do, that'll do, that'll do. Let's get that back on. See, like I say, ignore that movement. You're going to get that because of the bloody crappy steering links they have. It's more the other movement. So let's see now what difference that's made, if any, of course. There's still a bit, but it has taken some out. It has taken a bit out. Whether it's actually worth doing, I'd say it's probably, there's about a third of what they used to be. So going by this side, there's a fair amount of movement. There is still movement, but you want some movement. Yeah, I'd say it could be worth doing actually. It's not going to stop that slop, unfortunately, but it is going to stop that slop. Yeah, I'd say this, it's probably taken about just over half, I'd say, half the difference. So it's up to you if you do it, of course. I just thought I'd try it on something just to see. I'm not going to sit here and go through every truck doing it, put it that way. I don't think you're going to gain that much. You will benefit slightly, but not enough for it to really do that much difference, I wouldn't have thought. Because Because the main problem with these, as you know, it's that slop. It's the steering that way. Although that way does affect it, but it's that. Right, so as it turns out, you didn't see very much, did you? Because of my wonderful photography and skills and filming skills. Right, what I was actually saying is this slop is all to do with the steering box. Transfer case, whatever you call it, but that bit in there that actually does the steering. So you can move it that much and that servo isn't twitching at all. It shows it's all to do. Why does this keep coming loose? It shows it's all to do with the this Tamiya box setup thing. So you got, it comes from the servo onto the top of that, goes through that, and then onto the axle. Not the axle, but the steering arm. But there is also always so much bloody play in it. He's done it. But you're never going to get rid of that. The only way to get rid of that, like I said, that you couldn't see, is put the servo up the front. Because that does get rid of it. Apart from that, you can't do a lot. Apart from this mod, which will take out a little bit of the movement, not the movement, if that makes sense. Right, on that note, I am going again. Right, I'm back. On conclusion, that is kind of benefiting slightly. I think the trouble with most of these, like I say, it's the steering, but it's also the bushing. Let's be honest, the bushing ain't a tight fit. I guess it can't be a tight fit because it's got a spin. Even if you put in bearings, I'm sure I've got some bearings here somewhere. I'm pretty sure even the bearings have movement. They're a bit tighter, but there's still movement in it. I'll stick with what I said. I think the best way to get rid of the slop is have the servo up the front, but you're never going to get rid of all of it because the bushings, the holes are too big. Bearings, this is bearings, and we will see so you still have pretty much the same. Yes, so like I say, in conclusion, that movement is better, that movement's no different. I'm honestly not going to sit here and change every truck I've got. There's not enough benefit in it as far as I'm concerned. See, a lot of that is still movement on the bearing. Hey ho, there you go. It was worth a try. I try these things so you don't have to. No, not really. I try them because I want to try them. If you want to try them, try them. If you don't want to try them, don't try them. There you go. I will now see you on the next one, if there is a next one.